the button.
What's
I
this?
guess we're live.
Okay, introduce us.
Yeah.
Everybody, Johnson, Christine, and Susan, and ancient knowledge. I'm gonna get back and forth because I'm in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mountain man. Ding. You are live.
Yeah, you're alive. We got it.
You're alive.
We are alive.
How's it going, everyone?
Yep, you're alive. It's good to be alive.
Exactly. Exactly. As messed up as everything is, we're alive. We're alive. And you know, I was thinking about this earlier, right? Like, I mean, come on. I grew up in the Catholic Church and we talked about Revelations, and I went to Christian church, right? And they really get like excited and into it. And so like it was always like, and then zombie movies and shit, The Walking Dead, right? And it was always kind of like, oh, I kind of wish I could see with it, you know, I'll survive the end of the world and stuff. So it's kind of cool that we are living during the end of an empire. Like Persian Empire, we talk about the Egyptians falling and disappearing, Atlantis Empire falling, Roman Empire, right? We're seeing that. We're living it, right? We're going to be in history books. It's pretty cool. I mean, it sucks, kind of, but it's pretty cool.
Someone's history.
Huh?
Someone's history somewhere down the line.
Yeah, someone's history.
Yeah. They'll dig us up.
Yeah.
They'll
And you know what's great about that? You want to know what's great about that? All those multiple pronoun 72 genders, right? In 1,000 years, when they dig you up and they do the experiments, you're coming back a boy or a girl, what you were born, because that's how there's the DNA in your bones. So hot in your face.
Yep.
You can't fight that.
Just one more proof that the universe really thinks all of our ideas are hysterical and hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way universe being like, see, it'll be like energy wave in heaven.
Right.
See, told you.
Like, wow, what were they thinking?
This is how it works.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Gerard's just like,
yeah.
What is Gerard like?
He's just driving along. Ooh, look at the beautiful clouds. Look at that beautiful scenery.
And Christine's reading a book.
Right. No, I'm finding the Russian thing. I find it the most interesting thing.
That's the only thing about Telegram. It's like there's a million things. Like you go on it and it's just one article after another article after another.
Yeah, but I can't find Gerard. I will try to. I wrote down, send it to Gerard Kenyati Hey, but it doesn't give you.
Really? There are no spaces between
it. What?
No space.
No space? Okay.
Yeah. I don't think you're gonna have space in their usernames.
Oh, okay. No space. Okay.
Or maybe it's not searchable. I just made it like 3 days ago.
Yeah, normally it goes quick immediately. So
this is not any kind of philosophy in your face, guys.
Oh, we were talking about the solar eclipses in old times.
Oh, okay. That's what we're doing. I wasn't sure.
Oh, right. Yeah. You two were gonna fill us in on the solar eclipse on Saturday. Is it Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't. What time would that be in Antarctica?
Are you going to Antarctica?
I don't know.
That's where it happens. It's 4:45 my time. I know that.
Oh, okay.
4:45 p.m. So I don't know what time it is.
That's a good question.
Yeah, and think about that. If you're on the North Pole or the South Pole, right, and the timelines change by parallels, right? So
Right.
time
What
isn't
time
the
zone?
North Pole and the South
Right.
Pole. It is no time. That's where I'm meant to be.
That's weird. Yeah, and if
Right?
it goes along with the latitude line, then it means that your time zone can change like really quickly at the North Pole and the South Pole,
That
like
means
within a couple hundred miles.
yeah, but if you were exactly at the North Pole, that means like every 10 feet would be a different time. Right? Something like that.
Something
maybe
like
it's
that.
a mile. I don't know the calculations, but it'd be small. You could
Right.
walk it, right? You could
Right.
walk 24 hours in like, 2, is what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Well, I don't think you can get past the ice wall. I think the ice wall would stop you.
Oh. So I would just constantly circle.
Are you Gerard Hay
Walking a
on
little
Twitter?
circle.
Are you Gerard Hay on Twitter? Yeah, on link Gerard Hay on
I don't know.
on Telegram, because here
Look for
is
my
Gerard. Okay, I just send it
Look for
anyhow.
my ugly face.
Great.
There is no
Well,
picture.
Gerard Hayes are all nice people, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I've never met a Gerard Hay I didn't like, so I'm sure he's a nice guy.
Okay, I was right. Are you? I will ask this guy. Are you Gerard Kenyate?
And he's going to say, yes, I'm Gerard Hayes. They're all nice guys. All the Gerards, you can trust them.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a family from Africa from you. Okay. Okay, no, I'm too serious. No, I have to figure it out. You can send to me. I am the same, but I don't have a picture on Telegram. It's just my name, Christine Vance. Anyhow, okay, let's be
Maybe
serious.
I don't have a picture. Okay.
What?
Maybe
You
I
don't
don't
have
have
a
a picture
pic-
either. I don't know.
No,
I don't know if I even.
I sent something, but and then okay. Anyhow,
Okay.
okay, let's start. Now, what did you find from the solar eclipses? I know in the Vedic it's seen as it's like a stop of the light for a moment, so it's the dark forces get a little bit more power at that time because it blocks the light. It's blocking the light, literally.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different things. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's one thing. And at that time, the Indian they call Rakshasas or demons. They have the blessing a little bit of Shiva, the Lord Shiva. They can have a little bit more power only that time. I mean more extra power. They have power. So that is what I found, not so much more. And then I know the Native Americans in some tribes, they said when there was an eclipse, don't look at the sky, just pretend it's not there. They were also not really happy with eclipses. But then in astrology, they use it as a kind of they use it as psychology and transformation. But I'm still not sure if that is it that it is like that? Because I mean, my guru says when it's eclipse, don't look at the sky. She says, and when you're pregnant and you look at the sky when there is a really big eclipse, your child might have something. And I mean, that is my guru's, and I think because she's from India too, and and she sees much more than we do altogether. So she knows what's happening then and for real. So anyhow, but so since then I never look at an eclipse, but I go out and I don't do so much with it. But I'm not really like going to look with a glass to see how beautiful it is, because it's beautiful when you see and the sun comes before the moon or otherwise. But yeah, anyhow, and and a lot of things, if you find some dates, some data, some things happened that eclipses have started that during that time, which are not so auspicious, which were but I think 9/11 was on a solar eclipse or lunar eclipse, one of the two.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
can look it up.
Now you can look it up, 9/11. But the preparation is maybe one day after or day before, but it was any kind between. And so, but it's funny because it's always, it is used as a positive force in astrology. They think it's nice transformation, but of course, I'm just be careful since I know this. So I'm not going to challenge it, actually. I'm not going to look at it. But anyhow, that's my point of view. Personally, before I didn't mind, but now, and since I know, then I think I just be careful.
Well, one thing I looked up, but you would I assumed Jonathan would know about it because I never read the Odyssey. I'll admit it. Okay, I know it's messed up, but I never read the Odyssey.
The Odyssey,
I have
the
the
Odyssey?
but I haven't read it yet.
It's required reading.
I know.
How could you have not read it?
I have the book. I don't know
In public,
how to read it.
you and I are mostly public educated. Now, Jonathan and Christine got that privilege. They got better educations, but it was a requirement. Did you just not go to class that week?
Oh, no, I never had to read the Odyssey for school.
The Iliad and the Odyssey. That was a required reading.
Okay, maybe
Yeah, we had it.
not mine.
All 4 children had to read it. You just didn't go to school that week. Where were you, Susan?
No, I went. Yeah, no, I didn't get that book. That book wasn't required reading.
Yes.
Frankenstein was. I had to read the Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and yeah, I don't know, a lot were, but yeah, not Odyssey.
That's weird. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember Mary Shelley's Frankenstein because I wrote a badass essay about it and I got a 98. And I saved it and I still have it to this day.
Really? Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Yeah, it was good. It was so good.
I wrote an essay about Gauguin.
Yeah, it was great.
Gauguin is a painter. I loved Gauguin, actually, from high. I wrote an essay about him for my before I went to the high school. And then there was a nun, but Gauguin had a kind of wild life, and she said, "Oh, you should not have." She was really angry that I did it, but she let me pass because I said, "But he's beautiful in his painting." I don't know much about. I mean, I knew a little bit about his life, but I was in a Catholic school, so he was not. And we had to choose a painter. I don't know why I chose the painter because I was not doing art, but I chose Gauguin. Anyhow, and I don't know. I don't have it anymore, I think, but I paused. That's it. I paused.
Yeah. So something about in the Odyssey, 1177 AD, that it's Herodotus, right? Wrote. Is it Herodotus? Yeah. Wrote that the sun perished. In the Odyssey. You guys read it. It was required reading for you people. Come on.
Are you talking about the Odyssey, or are you talking about what Herodotus wrote in his histories?
No, it mentioned the Odyssey, or maybe it mentioned Herodotus. You wrote about the Odyssey, but I forget what date,
Okay.
but in 11770, it was one of the they believe first
11, you said in 1177?
Yeah.
The sun
perished.
Well, that was the year that the Sea Peoples sailed all over the Eastern Mediterranean and kicked ass on everyone.
Oh, okay.
Yes. 1177 was a big, significant year. The Sea Peoples destroyed the Mycenaeans, they destroyed the Minoans, they destroyed the Hittites and the Syrians, and finally the Egyptians stopped them. but it was a huge battle and it was very costly.
Oh, pirates everywhere on the sea. Then.
Yeah. And no one really knows who the sea peoples really are. I mean, historians kind of like.
Is that not from Greek? Because the Greek were known as the best sea people.
Maybe. I don't know.
They were from Greek, yeah.
It's kind of speculative. So yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because they attacked Greek, right? Didn't they attack Greece?
Yeah, that was the Mycenaean culture. That was the culture that fought the Trojans and the sort of Age of Ares. The warriors who developed themselves and believed in honor and had a code of honor. And it was a very patriarchal culture, but it was also a very stable one as well. And they got beaten by the sea peoples. And for a long time, I think people thought the sea peoples were the Phoenicians, historians anyway, because it's all kind of like confused, which is weird because the Egyptians and there are a lot of hieroglyphics in the stones that talk about the sea peoples, but it's a matter of some confusion. There's a really good book by Eric Klein, which I've only read a few chapters of, and it's called 1177, The Year Civilization Collapsed.
Oh wow.
Good book. Yeah.
1177 again.
1177. I'll maybe I should type it into comments. Let me do that right now.
The year civilization collapsed.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find a link to it. The author I think is Eric Klein with a Cline, I think.
Yeah, and this is BC.
BC, 1177 BC. Yeah, 3,000 years ago. Mm-hmm. Right. All right. So here's a shitty Wikipedia page. Here we go. Let me. I'll put this into comments here.
Yeah, Wikipedia is not really trustworthy, but
yeah, it's CIA, but it's better than Amazon.
Mm.
There you go. There's the Wikipedia page for that book.
Okay.
I haven't read it thoroughly, but there is some really interesting information on it, on that year. And I do read. Obviously, I read a lot of alternative history. I do read mainstream history from time to time, simply because they give interesting facts and things like that, which I interpret in my own way, which maybe I haven't heard about. So it's good to get.
Yeah, they have both. Yeah.
Get both. Yeah. Get both. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, that's that. It's a pretty good book so far. I've only read I think the first 2 chapters. I think I took it out with me last time I went to El Paso, but I blame Gerard. He didn't let me do any reading. So I blame Gerard for that one.
Sea peoples are reptilians.
Again?
Yeah. All the ancient shit collapsed, and then we became Roman slaves.
Did you? I was watching there is an episode on Truman Show, but on the Dutch one, and it was about Bernard Ronald, and he was in his older days on the highest rank of the Illuminati, but he got out. And he's always laughing when you say, "Oh yeah, but the world is owned by the Rothschild and Rockefellers," and he says, "They're just puppets, those people." So you have no idea, but you cannot say the names. And he has such a big knowledge. I posted it on my timeline, but it's in Dutch. But I should ask Jesse to interview that guy if he can find this, because he knows what he thought. It was amazing. It was amazing, and the money system and everything about it, and also about that. You said they were the humans. They know that they were they had the DNA switch with reptilian. I mean from other civilizations out the earth. So that's true, Susan. They are kind of that's 100% true. But he knows he knows because he was, and he is not killed because normally he would have been killed but then one of the people who needed to kill him just had a kind of a moment of compassion and let him go. And but he was like 10 years invisible because he changed his passport, everything. So, and he had nothing, no computers, nothing, just Mother Earth. Because he got actually kind of enlightenment because he got greed, what you say, pity about his deeds. I mean, because he was not, I mean, how do you say, when you feel sorrow for what you have done, how do you call it? Not grief, but
remorse.
He got remorse. And but he was actually extremely abused as a child, so that's why he got in. And then he was so angry about that he said, I want to kill the world, and those people want to kill everything. So okay, that's a good group to go to join. He was very, very clever with money, and those people find each other because there is hate. And he was very, very clever with money, and he got from higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher till almost not the highest, but quite high. And but then he said, okay, he knew there were Satanists, but then as long as I don't touch children, I don't care what they do, because he was not really interested. He just wanted to have a lot of power and then wanted to destroy, but not during those rituals. But then they said, you have to sacrifice a child. And he said, no, I'm not going to do that, because he was abused as a child. And then he broke, and then he transformed, actually. But he got beaten up totally, almost dead, because he got his punishment. I mean, when you get out of but he was not yet beaten dead. Normally, he would have been beaten dead and tortured and all that kind of stuff. He tells a bit about it, but not too much. But then he got the near-death experience, and then he saw the light, and then he transformed his life. And now he is doing very good work. But he's still extremely clever, and he knows very well how you could trade without being dependent on those powers. He was actually a genius in that. And he has a lot of systems which people should work with him. Not like crypto and Bitcoin, but really systems that he can bring out that they can't touch. But it's extremely clever. But that's Ronald. I'm not explaining it well. That is Ronald Bernhard. And you can find him, and he did this interview about that. Most of the time he talks about he was there, and then he went out. So, and now he's totally transformed. He is married and he has 2 children, and he's really working for the light now. It's really like but when you come from hell and then you see heaven, then they then transform. They are the deepest. But most of the time it's like that. The one who fall deep, most deepest, they can go also the highest. And I think he's very enlightened. So really interesting. But I should ask Jesse Hall to do an interview with him, because in Dutch, it's nothing. It's not. But he is actually. He's from Holland. He is from Holland from born, but he lived also a long time in Belgium. Belgium is rotten too about sacrifice, because all the people I know who are victims, they all know Belgium. So Belgium is the rotten hole. I think the rotten core of Europe concerning child and sacrifices. I think, because I heard 3 or 4 people really who are a victim and escaped from child sacrifice, and Belgium is always mentioned. So that's a lot. That means a lot. So maybe we get bombed.
I believe there's key energy points on the earth, and like where certain and like you can harness evil fear vibe energies in certain locations more or amplify them, and then you can do that with positive energy. And I think like the ancient pyramids and stuff and temples that we have were located on certain parts that harnessed like more enlightened energy, like Tesla said would happen if he built his towers. And
Yes.
but I think like New York City and Belgium and shit, like Brussels, Belgium, and all,
Portal of hells.
have like hell points.
Yeah, true. There are portals to hell. Oh, yes,
Yeah.
my guru said Paris also. She's gate to hell is in Paris, someplace in Holland, New York also, and I think in Brussels, Belgium. They're gates to hell, literally, gates to hell.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, and that's why they put so many people in cities there, because people amplify energy. We're like energy conduits. So you know what I mean? And we're just
I expect I expect that the black magicians have consciously opened portals on PowerPoints. I think there are exactly what you're describing, but they have polluted natural energy to their own purposes. And Paris, you look at the street maps of Paris, and it's clearly sacred geometry the way it's laid out. Same thing with London. Same thing with Washington D.C.
yeah, I think all
You find it in all of those places. And I think the black magicians knew exactly what they were doing, and I think they have, like, I don't have any problem at all thinking that they have created some kind of portal somewhere in Paris, or more likely underground, because Paris is full of catacombs underneath the surface.
Yeah, true.
I was actually down in the entrance of one of them, right where they have the replica of the torch of the Statue of Liberty in Paris, because the Parisian Freemasons gave the Statue of Liberty to the United States for its 100-year birthday.
Yes.
And this was one of the places where everyone congregated, and when it became famous to Americans, this place in Paris with the replica of the flame from the torch, because that was where the Parisians came and dropped all their flowers for Princess Diana, because it was real close to the tunnel where she died. Yeah,
she was a light. She's from the light, Diana. But then she came in hellish family. That's why she was so much tortured.
Yeah, she was married to married into that demon family. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. By God, that lady suffered a lot. I mean, she probably didn't. And she was like an angel. She was from angelical kind of, But by that, she exposed a lot, and that's why now they don't get a high esteem anymore.
Right.
It's true. And the Eiffel Tower is also a dark place. Where Eiffel Tower, that's a dark.
It's a giant phallus, is what it is. That's what it is.
Like Saul, like kind
right next door, and it's right next to the Hotel des Invalides, which is a giant dome. So you've got the masculine and the feminine right next to each other, architecturally. You always find that. I mean, you look at the Vatican, and you've got that, the way it's laid out. It's in the layout of a key, and they've got all those lines. And what's in the center of that? An Egyptian obelisk.
Mm-hmm.
And what's right behind it? The dome of St. Peter's Basilica.
Yep.
Same thing. It's masculine and feminine symbols together.
Washington D.C. too, with the Washington Monument and the you've got the mall, the long rectangle with the reflecting pool, and you've got the Washington Monument, which is an obelisk. At the opposite end, you've got the Congress building. You've got the Capitol. The Capitol, which is the dome. Yep. But what you were saying, them being set out according to sacred geometry, but so were Roman cities, so were ancient Egyptian, although Karnak is it's called the
Yeah.
Temple of Man, and it's literally that one hallway of pillars.
Yeah.
Like if you're laying down there at night, it literally, the Milky Way is right
Yeah.
above it. Like it's built perfectly where everything else is blocked out, and
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
Milky Way would be right above it. And
Yeah.
so that's what I mean. Like, yeah, 1177. I'm telling you, when Constantinople burned down a Library of Alexandria, he took all that shit, right? And then they looted, like they took over Britain, so they looted all the Celt stuff. They took over Spain, so they took over all the Moorish and Muslim and Celt stuff. Then they took over Gallia, they took over Germania, they took over all those ancient cultures who were more in tune with nature and practiced more of a nature type culture, religion.
Yeah.
And they took all that knowledge, and then what happened? And then all of a sudden we had Christianity.
Yes. Eddie wrong, yeah.
It's like it wiped out everything that came before what they said 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
I think in those first few hundred years of Pisces, you've got Mithras, the Mithraic cult, you've got the Dionysian cult, you've got Zoroastrianism, you've got Gnosticism, you've got the Essenes, you've got the Egyptian mystery schools still going on in Alexandria, you've got the Jewish Kabbalists, you've got this really interesting rich dynamic between all of these different mystery schools and schools of thought and philosophies. And what happened? Well, the black magicians, they figured out a way to wipe everyone else out. And they got the power of the state to endorse their version of this guy called Jesus, who was, we don't really know too much about the historical figure. We don't really know too much about that. But there were different versions of Jesus. One was the Gnostic version.
The Gnostic was probably the most correct version, I would say. And you have the 12 apostles, or how you call them, apostles in English.
Yes.
Then there was the really truthful one who really understood, like Jesus. And there were one, like Petrus is always acknowledged as the highest one, but he was the lowest one, Petrus. He didn't understand so much Jesus.
Well,
and then Paul is also not...
Jesus renamed him Simon Peter. Well, Simon means rock. He was calling him a blockhead.
Yeah, he was. My guru also said he was a blockhead, and he brought a lot of malevolence in between those group, and he was not. But that's why he is chosen, because by the other people that he is a good one, but he was not a good one. I think it was more Thomas. We don't know, and we don't know so much about women because women were very much important in Jesus' life too, because they're the Shakti, they're the power, they're the feminine power. Everything he said, actually, everything you do to my mother will not be forgiven. Will not be forgiven, but everything you do to me will be forgiven. That means the feminine power is too important. If you challenge, I mean, if you do sin. Destroyed femininity, then you will, your life will not be saved. Something like that. And that is because the feminine
no more destroy femininity, then you can destroy masculinity. But that's exactly what the elites are trying to do. They are trying to have a world without light.
Yeah.
All dark. You look at, I deal with the academics, and this rancid hatred of masculinity started here in the university. In the English departments. I saw it in the early 90s when I was a student. These people they're not sane. They're not sane. They are insane. Anyway. Better not say.
Are you looking for bugs? Oh, my favorite.
Anyway,
I know. I'm
Anyway.
always like, the fucking CIA is listening. Why can't they just pull it up? They know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And then I'm really looking forward to the 30th because I'll explain all that. But it was funny because I was like, yeah, and you know what? They're gonna spray the shit out of the sky because they know I'm looking forward to it. Because it doesn't matter, meteor shower, full moon, whatever cool is happening, I get all excited and ready to like see that day all day long. Fucking this
Yeah.
way, yeah,
Right.
all day on purpose. I swear to God. Yeah, I'm so special. They singular me
Yeah.
out.
You know, you look at, I leave work here and I look up at the sky and the sky is plaid.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, plaid is not a natural cloud formation.
No.
No. But
Yeah.
back to the eclipse because we were talking about
Oh, yes. Okay.
stuff.
All right.
But no,
Yeah.
because this is why I'm looking forward to April 30th. Okay, because
All right.
like I said, I just take everything like it's not a coincidence. You know what I mean? So I forgot April 30th. First of all, is Beltane, right? And it just so happens that on Beltane, they also burn the fire all night long, and then on May 1st is Mayflower. You know what I mean? Like a death and birth. You know,
Yeah.
it's ending now. Summer's gonna come, and you know, green.
Yeah.
The green man, the green god, the new goddess that have sex.
Yeah.
May 1st ends the season of sacrifice. Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and then remember, I was saying how the Walpurgis, the wild hunt, where Odin hung for 9 days on the tree, and then on April 30th, right, he dies and rises again. Yeah. Which, okay, yeah, I know. Oh, and besides cutting out his own eye for knowledge, then he stabbed himself with a spear, and Jesus got speared. Remember Jesus' spear? Yeah, he stabbed himself with a spear, and then he hung from the tree for 9 days.
And then he resurrected, and that's kind of the same story. Yeah, other part of the world. Yeah.
Yeah, and right. So so I found out, right? I learned all about that. So I was looking forward to I'm going to celebrate that, right, on April 30th. And then I find out it's a freaking solar eclipse where the sun goes out and then gets reborn.
Yeah. It's like that, yeah.
Yeah.
It is very symbolic, yeah. But it does go out. That's what I want to say. It does go out, and that's not, I find it's better.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, the sun's bad for you. Haven't you heard?
What? Huh?
I said the sun's bad for you anyway. Haven't you heard? We're supposed to be scared of the sun and scared of the air. We only survived for 300,000 years with it.
Oh yeah, because the light is not good, huh?
No.
Well, I was at the at the clinic in Mexico, and they've got the Today Show on. It's like, oh my god, and they get ready for summer, and what do they tell you? Make sure you put on your sunscreen when you go outside.
I know. Be scared of the sun. It could kill you.
Yeah, I never put on sunscreen.
No, me neither. No, and I feel like I burn more now because of all the absorbed aluminum in my body.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Right.
But but I'm still not using it. Because that's the other thing. Skin cancer, that's a newer phenomena. Like people didn't have skin cancer ever till 50, 60 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah. That's new. That's a new cancer.
And it's not from the sun. It's really from the poison in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's the poison in the air. It has nothing to do with the sun.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, So wait, this gets even better. Christine, you're gonna. I was so excited.
Yeah. Right? And I just want to say, the sun in India, nobody has their skin cancer. Then there's the hottest sun, Africa. Nobody has skin cancer. They have the hottest sun, so it's not related to the sun.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So The eclipse, the sun, moon, it's going to be at 10 degrees Taurus, right?
Oh, yeah.
And to have an eclipse, it has to be conjunct with the lunar nodes. So this one's conjunct with the North Node, which is your destiny, your purpose, right?
Mhm.
And it's fixed energy, okay? And it's at 10 degrees, right? So so you're dealing with cross-fixed energy, right?
Yes.
Right? So and
Yes.
so it really affects Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and
And
Taurus.
Taurus.
And yeah, okay.
And we
All my
we are
placements.
Leos. We have ascendant Scorpio and Taurus in 7th house. Yeah, so we are screwed.
Yeah. Yeah. So then on top of that, right, it's at 10 degrees. So it really will affect people with planets and placements at 10 degrees, right? And my Mercury, my
sun.
Venus, your sun's at 10 degrees, my Mercury, my Venus is at 10 degrees, my Neptune's at 11, my North Node and South Node are at 9. And my North Node is in Scorpio, my South Node is in Taurus.
Oh yeah, no, but me, my North Node is it's in Libra and my South Node is in Aries. So that I know, but I have 10 degrees, in 6th house. It's for me in the 6th house. The solar eclipse in the first, and then in the 12 and 6th house for me, 12 because it's in Scorpio still, the South Node. South Node is in Scorpio in 12. So
yeah, and Saturn is in Aquarius, right? Squaring the North and South Node, and my Saturn is in Leo, right across from it. And it squares the North and South Node.
Yeah.
I'm like,
oh my God, yeah.
It happened on April 30th.
Okay, let's do. Yeah, we have to call you Sunday.
My mind just might explode. Who knows? But I was like, there's no way, okay? There's no way that is all coincidence, that I just happened to learn about the Wild Hunt for Odin holiday that happens on April 30th, right? And then I remember that it's Beltane. And then I'm like, oh, there's an eclipse. And then it all is literally, and it's, what's crazy is it's like in direct opposition of all my chart placements. Like, you're going to change today.
You're going to be transformed. You will remember everything from your life when you were fighting.
Cue the Dave Chappelle clip. I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, exactly. Gotcha, bitch. It's basically what the universe is saying. Because then I was like, yeah, but eclipses are kind of most ancient, because actually a lot of ancient cultures don't talk about them much, and I think it's because it's such an auspicious thing, right?
Yeah.
And most of it is like the wolf. Like in Norse, it's the wolves. Hades whole eat the sun and the moon, and in India, it's the dragon Rahu.
Yes,
and cuts off his head, and and it's like in China, it's like wild fire dogs or something, right?
Yeah, see, they know everything. It's see, so they have still that knowledge in their own symbolic language, but it's and now everybody, and then these times, the modern times, they're actually cheering it too much, and there's nothing to cheer about. Also, they turn it around.
Yeah, but then earlier today, and this is the one I'm going with because I like it. So I forget now which Native American tribe it is, but they believe that it's sacred. It's the sun and the moon getting together and resetting, rejuvenating, right? And you don't look at it because it's powerful energy and it's sacred.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I rather look at it like that, right? It's a sacred thing. You know what I mean? So that's why you don't look at it or whatever. But in astrology and everything, they say it's a reset, it's a new beginning. It's starting over, and a new moon is new beginning and setting intentions, and Saturn and squares and all that. So I'm like, holy shit! Yeah, I'm really excited.
Let's see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be some kind of crazy shit. I can manifest things I know I can, but I got to be clear, and I'm going to write it down, make sure I say it right. Yeah. So I'm really excited, but I'm not going to be out there at 4:45 exactly when it happens.
Let's see what's going. Is it Saturday? What day is
Saturday.
it?
Saturday, yeah.
But we can't see it though. Anyway, it's happening.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
in the middle of the ocean between Argentina and Antarctica. So
Right.
if you were in one of those, you could
Probably
see
get
it.
a partial one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Most
a
likely.
partial eclipse.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah. Well, we're not supposed to see it anyway. It's sacred.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Remember when we were kids, we used to like, my mom would like take empty paper towel, rolls,
Yeah.
and put like a tape a piece of paper towel and then like pop a little, hole in the middle. Okay, you can look at the eclipse through this thing,
Yeah.
She did that. It was kind of cool.
Yeah. Sweet.
Right.
Cute.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, we used to do that too. And you could use I forget one time, and I don't know why we went through all that, but you had to make it was like out of a cereal box, and you had to put tinfoil in the middle, and it was like you looked that way to see up that way.
Yeah, that I know. I remember that too. Yeah.
Use tinfoil, the sun reflecting off the tinfoil.
Right.
It won't hurt your eyes, man.
Right.
See, well, we survived. So people need to
Yeah, but I think it's a kind of protection too, because you have to have a special glass to see it. So I think that protects your eyes anyhow.
Yeah. You want to be careful with that. Not to, and I've looked at, I've like done this and like, looked away at eclipses before. You're not supposed to stare at them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's all kind of,
Right. You glance at it like, okay, kind of a deal.
So that's it. Yeah.
But I'm curious about the what the native people said about not looking at it. That reminds me of many different, not looking at the divine like that. You get that. The only place in American culture you get it is at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, when Indiana tells, what is that character's name?
The woman?
Yeah, the woman.
Billy?
No, Billy's in the second movie.
Damn it.
No.
I can't remember her name.
I know. He says, don't look. Whatever you do, keep your eyes closed. And it's like, damn it. There's all kinds of, warnings about that in sacred literature all over the world. And in Elizabeth H's book, Initiation, it reminds me of the people that are not ready. Their nervous systems are not developed enough to handle.
Yeah, that's very important.
The technology.
Oh, she writes also about this in that book. If your body is not light from light, and she has kind of. She has a kind of crystal body. She can explain it very well. But if you're not ready for it, then you get a kind of like Uranus. It's kind of.
I think we can evolve.
Lightning. It's a lightning. Then you crash down.
Can evolve to be ready for when those things happen. Absolutely.
But it's when your frequencies are very low, then such higher frequencies that will give you a kind of when like electricity is not good, it gets a short. How do you call it? Short. Like it starts firing. Same with your energy. Is it's not ready, then you get a crush down. You get a depression or something. It knocks you totally down.
Right.
So if you're not ready, you should not go to. You should.
And I think
really do step by step. You cannot evolve from one.
You can't. Well, that's why the universe puts you through so much shit in your life.
Yeah.
To get you ready.
Yeah.
It sure does. And and then when the time comes, then you're ready. and then things happen. Yeah. So.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's funny that you guys say that because Uranus was at 10 degrees Taurus in 2020. And then it
Oh, yeah.
retrograded, and then it went back to 10 degrees Taurus again. And now I think it's at 14.
Yes, 14.
Yeah, 14. So this happening at 10 degrees Taurus with that because Taurus is like stability and stuff and security and comfort and everything, but it's also that bullshit because like everything has a positive and negative, right? Like well, this is just the way things are. I'm talking collectively.
Yeah.
Like, this is just the way things are, and I'm used to working every day and the government doing this and that. You know what I mean? So this is just how it is. Like, yeah. And Uranus changes things and shakes things up. And it's also like your values as a collective. You know what I mean?
Change.
And it's like lightning, it's electricity. So you're talking about this like energy of like changing your ideas, changing, not being afraid to change, knowing what your values are, you know what I mean? In a sign of stability and stuff. And it was there at 10 degrees in 2020, in like April 2020, when all this freaking bullshit started, right? And so
that was the beginning of COVID, right?
Right.
The beginning of
and so for the last 2 years, like, so it shook up our society, right? And like for the last 2 years, it's been okay. Last 2 years has been a test of what are your values? Do you, you know what I mean? Because like I said, I'll suffer for freedom. If I can do it alone, you bitches need to help me. I'm not suffering by myself. It's got to be a collective thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be collective. Don't worry.
Oh, I know it's gonna be collective. That's what I mean. When you're all poor, then we'll get together. I just gotta wait for your bank account's empty.
It's too late.
But oh no, it's coming because I raise prices every day. Anyway, so and now like this new reset, new beginning, I think is like, okay, where are we going as a collective from here on Earth? What kind of Earth are we going to build? What kind of changes do we want to see on Earth? What do we value here in the material world that we want to bring out? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that time is now, but it's electric. And I feel like if you're, I guess, more aware, more in tune, or even if you don't know, but you're like anything like this stuff, but you're just like a really good person who has good values and trying to, I think you might even get like that electric-y feeling inside when you know something's good or something's wrong, or you know what I mean? Like that more tingling sensation.
Yeah.
When your body's talking to you, like the divine's talking to you through your body, but your head's being an asshole, not listening. So it starts being like, I'm going to make you throw up till you pay attention. I mean, you're really paying anxiety until you wake up.
Right.
Yeah. That kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, the universe doesn't throw us things that we're not ready for and that we're not capable of evolving into. It just doesn't. It doesn't give us, it's like the saying. I think it's maybe in the Sermon on the Mount. Jesus is talking about the birds of the air and the lilies of the field. Look how heaven takes care of the birds. You don't think that heaven is going to take care of you too?
Yeah, true.
Yeah. And then the
thing
are you doing the work? Are you evolving? Are you thinking? Are you awake? Are you questioning things? Are you improving your life? But
the thing is, our mind is always interfering. We are interfering because if you follow your intuition, we are not. When you do, you just act and you follow it. You follow your gut's feeling, or your intuition is the finer version of your gut's feeling. Right. Then you just do it. You don't question it. You do it. But you have the trust that you don't have to know the outcome because you just go for it. And that's
Right.
the courage, actually. Because if you
Right.
think, okay, I will do it if I know what it will be, but
Right.
that's not how universe works. If you don't trust universe,
Plow the field without thought of the harvest that's to come.
yes.
Right.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if
Right.
you have to, you always have to, if you have to do your first or your 2 steps, and then universe will give you something, and then you do it again. But it does
Mhm.
not give you everything, because then you don't develop. Because okay, I will show you, this will be your first. No, you have to
Mhm.
show your confidence in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. Right.
But that's the thing.
Yeah,
Huh?
you have to like you have to have the confidence in yourself and the
Mhm.
courage and then the faith or trust in the universe or whatever you believe in
Right.
to take the step to know that
Yes.
you may not know how it's going to turn out, but
Right.
it's going to turn out the way it should or the
Yes.
Yeah.
way it's supposed to be. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Exactly.
Mhm. Definitely.
Yeah, like my manifesting, I was like, oh, this, oh, that. And then finally, like me praying, trying to manifest something. And then finally, when I was like, you know what, just send me what I'm supposed to have, when I'm supposed to have it. You know what I mean? Like total, like in just like I give it all to you, universe, whatever's supposed to
Yeah,
happen. I
through
trust you, I'm
surrendering.
on the right path, and that's when it
Yeah.
happened. You know what I mean? So, yeah,
Yeah, true. That's totally surrendering.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I
Yeah,
I
no.
complained enough that they knew what I wanted. They just were waiting for me to be like, trust you, just whatever's good, you know? Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
you have to see it. You also have to see it, because our mind does give other images than yeah.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
is, mhm.
Yeah, because it's literally like that genie making the wish. Be careful what you ask for. You need to be really specific. Because what if you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like you just say something blatantly, you could get what you asked for, but it wasn't what you really wanted. You know
Right.
Yeah,
what I
true.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
be careful for what you
and
wish.
when my teacher taught us how to use the I Ching, he said, "Be specific with the question that you ask the oracle,
Mm.
because those words matter."
Right.
Same thing with what you're saying right there.
You have to
gotta-
be always
You gotta
clear.
voice your intent clearly to the universe. Otherwise,
Yes.
the universe is going to say, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you're vague, you get a vague answer. Yeah,
Right.
You ask a vague question, you get a vague answer.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, then better wait. If you don't know what to ask, then you better
Then
wait
don't
till you
ask.
really get.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
So,
Oh, and another
So-
thing about
Yeah, yeah.
eclipses, though. So I don't know anything about these people, but in May 28th, 585 AD.
Yeah.
No, not AD. I always get AD and BC mixed up because it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Why would you just start have oh, this is 10,000 histories. Now here's year 0. Like, I don't understand. It's and I think they even skip year 0 and go right from and how does that even work? Is it 9,999 BC and then 1? I don't understand. That makes no fucking sense to me at all.
Right.
Whatever. Okay. No, it
Right.
would be 1
Is
BC.
year 0 AD or is it BC?
It makes no sense. And then, like I said, it's 10,000 years BC, 2000 AD. But then there is 4 billion years ago, and I don't
BC.
even know what they represent.
Okay. Yeah, this is a
But
question that occurred to me. I can't believe I didn't think of this 1,000 different times in my childhood. It's okay, so we have this system where we number years according to the birth of a guy that was born 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
What did the ancient Egyptians? What did the ancient Indians use?
Where did they start?
They have
How did
they have other calendars. According that they use the Shivalin. In India, the Shivalin calendar, and that was an important saint,
Right.
king saint, and for them it's now the year 1943.
Mhm.
1943. Oh yeah, you told me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
See, very, very,
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Um.
It's not a coincidence,
Yeah.
neither.
Right.
So, but on May 28th, 585 BC, right?
Right.
So there was people called the Lydians and people called the Medes, and they had been in a 6-year war, and I'm assuming
Mhm.
they were like big, like for the time because they brought
Right.
up a lot. But there was this solar eclipse, and they took it as a sign from the gods that they shouldn't be at war anymore, and they made peace over that solar eclipse.
Wow, that's a good one. That was a good solar eclipse then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They thought the
Wow.
gods were angry and going to kill them all. Like,
Mhm.
wipe
Yeah,
them
yeah,
all out.
that's the thing. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah,
Yeah. So I thought that was cool.
Right.
that was cool.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see what happens 30 April.
Oh.
April.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
not. No, I hope not. NATO could be
3 days from
NATO.
now.
Hmm?
That's 3 days from now. Everyone get ready. Get stock up plenty of water and plenty of food.
I know. I would politely like to ask the whole entire world if they could shut up for 5 minutes. Like everything, just be quiet for 5 minutes. That's it. So I can think
Can y'all
clearly.
keep it down?
Right. If it got that quiet, all our brains would be like screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly.
Right.
That's when your brain's the loudest, when it gets quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Right. Well, right now, Jupiter and Neptune are still
Conjunct, yeah.
in conjunction, and Venus is about to join them, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Venus is about to come into conjunction with Jupiter and Neptune. And then Mars is also going to,
Yeah. They're all
Um,
four going to be together, yes.
in Pisces, right?
Yeah. But they can make it very, very very, very dreamy, very, very floating, very, very deceptive. I mean, you can do it both positive and extremely confusing.
Negative.
Could be
Yeah.
both.
Right. Yeah. Well, I don't know about you guys. I was gonna mention this, but whenever I'm like having dream cycles and dream phases, and I don't know where the moon was last night. It must have been in either Aries or Pisces,
Pisces.
because
Wait.
I dreamed that I had to fight an alligator that was in my parents' old house before we sold it.
Oh,
What the hell
yeah.
is all that
That's
about? I had to get my 357 and shoot it at the end. So
I dreamed I was in Sweden. In Sweden.
Really? So it was like,
Yeah.
like an Aries kind of, type energy. So I don't know. It was weird. But I've noticed.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you go for it.
No, because I was just gonna say, you dream of Sweden, he dreams of crocodiles. I constantly dream of some weird apocalypse situation. I mean, it's not bad, there's not zombies or anything, but it's like always multiple families living in like a rundown apartment building, living together. It's really weird. I don't
Yeah.
know why I keep having that dream.
Yeah, it is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't have really good dreams. I always kind of have to. So they say Neptune, Jupiter gives you the highest nice dreams. I don't have that. I have a lot of scary dreams.
Yeah.
So all the things are revealing. Oh, yeah, I think when you have to.
I don't have apocalyptic dreams often, but I've had them on and off since the 90s.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Like one every 5 years, and they always wake you up in the middle of the night. Yeah. So.
Yeah. One of my apocalyptic dreams, but this was years ago when I was like 18, 20 or something like that. So I'm driving down, like something bad happened. I know that. And it's like, I know I'm like in a panic kind of mode, like what the hell's going on? And I'm driving down this like main road in an old city around here. And I'm at this stoplight and then like the sky is like a weird white gray, and then ash flakes are just falling down everywhere.
Oh,
And for
yeah.
some reason, I realized that all that ash is people.
Oh yeah, see the zombies.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
somewhere people caught on fire and their ash was falling down
Right.
the city.
As all the people with the electric cars, you know.
Yeah.
You see a lot of electric.
It's all the
No.
Tesla owners.
Yeah, they all the want to have an electric cars. No way I'm gonna have an electric car. It's everywhere there's an accident, they caught fire, a bus caught fire. No, it's very, very dangerous. It's nothing not to be trusted. No. No electric car for me.
That's like, I love how one man single-handedly saved free speech. A billionaire.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
who's developing AI chips to put in people's brains.
Yeah, true.
Good idea. He warns about like Terminator being real if we use this shit. I'm still gonna make them anyway, and I'm here to save you. Like, seriously, how much stupider are we gonna get? Like, I can't take it.
Yeah, but it's just the way. It's another billionaire. I mean, they say, "Oh my God, a billionaire is taking a platform." They're all billionaires. Google, Zuckerberg.
The bottom line in all of these different schemes and all these different, distractions is that millionaires and celebrities and billionaires are the only real people. And they're the only ones that act or do anything. And they're the only ones that matter. And they're the only ones that you pay attention to, right? Mm-hmm. What's happening in the world? Oh, did you see the Oscars last night? Will Smith slapped Chris Rock for blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Oh, we hit
anything.
Johnny Depp and his ex-wife.
Yeah, that's what you say. We've hit a new high of moral purpose and divinity and social constructs and maturity with the Johnny Depp Amber Heard pooping on his bed. Yeah. Like, seriously. That's what I'm saying. How much dumber are we gonna be? I can't see.
I think one of the unconscious messages and all that is that they're real people and you're not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing and acting and living and you're not. Here's a jab. Here's a ration card so you can go get your block of processed cheese and your moldy bread in the food line. And here's your phone, so you make sure you like the right things, because otherwise you won't be able to get into your apartment tonight.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Make sure you watch the Oscars tonight, because the real human beings will be there. The people that
Yeah, the people that matter.
Yeah, the people that matter.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah, it's training us. It's training us to do exactly what the church did 1,700 years ago, putting their heroes up here, putting Jesus up here instead of this.
Yeah.
Jesus taught, I and the Father are one. Be like me. Be one with the Father. What did they do?
Yeah, true.
They made him the Messiah.
Yeah.
And you're just a scrub. Well, you're not just a scrub.
Yeah, and sacrifice yourself is like the most holiest thing you can do.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's the sacrificing yourself means actually you surrender your ego and your over excessive emotion to the divine, so you're totally in line, and that everything what you need comes to you. Like, ask and it shall be given, and that's really that works when you're totally centered, and when your intuition is high. That is, ask and you shall be given, and that means actually sacrificing not your life, but sacrificing your mentally worrying, all that kind of stuff, your emotional excess.
What we sacrifice are our illusions.
Yeah.
That's what sacrifice.
But that's why you say if you surrender that, give it up, then the real life comes to you.
Yeah.
So, and that is actually what normally is meant with sacrifice, but not the sacrifice the church means like, okay, you have to suffer, you have to do this, you have to do pronounce, you have to fast, you have to this. Anyhow, it's
Right.
that is what humans do to each other. That's not what divine does to human beings.
Yeah.
Humans punish each other. Divine actually
Yeah.
does never punish humans.
Right.
They do it themselves.
Right. Well,
Yeah, anyhow.
And people have been asking the question, why, atheists ask this question all the time. If there's a God, why does he allow terrible things to happen? And, the regular church pulpit, preachers, they have all kinds of, reasons for that. I don't think any of those hold up, except that the spiritual reason is that you agreed to this, Johnny, when you came in. We all signed up for this.
Yeah,
you just don't.
yeah.
I signed up for a human experience, not this shit. Okay, because guess what? The first step to being human is to know your physical body and your surroundings. Yes. And now I live in a world where I could be, 50 freaking different physical bodies in one with not changing the physical. So that's not human. We do not live like humans. We really don't. Right. We don't live like humans. It really... No. It's sad. It's so sad. It's really bad.
Yeah. Clown world out there is not fit for real human consumption.
No.
It is not.
Well, they're consuming humans.
Yeah.
Did you hear they eat babies?
They eat fucking babies.
Yeah, they do. Sacrifice. Let us sacrifice and dirty. No. Right. That's really ugly.
Yeah.
Look.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's awful. I mean, we laugh now, but it's super. I mean, what is happening? But anyhow.
And we're so conditioned to accept it.
Yeah.
So the way we are numbed. We are numbed, I think. It's kind of numbness that we have as human beings.
Because it's sad, but like anything, right? Like you can kind of understand where someone from war is coming from, but you don't really know because you didn't experience it. And you can think you know something all you want until you experience it. It's always different. You know what I mean?
Right. So if we talk... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, so we can we know hurting children and them doing things like that is awful. But if we were actually there and actually saw it, that's a whole different feeling. You know what I mean? And that's why they don't ever, I mean, if you think about it, we all know about child trafficking and pedophilia and all that. And it's never, hardly ever on the news. Why?
Yeah.
Because if we really saw it, we would be we would act much differently about it.
Right. Right. If we took, a regular farmer from 1850, someone who reads, self-taught, maybe went to school a few years, but is self-taught, and most of the yeoman farmers, the free farmers in the United States, were self-educated. You look at Ben Franklin; he was self-educated. He didn't go to college or university. He didn't do any of that. If you took one of those people and then set him down and not really, maybe answered his questions about 21st century life, here's our media, here's the television. After studying that for like 12 hours, he would turn to you and say, "This is bullshit.
Yeah. None of this is real.
You can get out with this? What is wrong with you? What happened? What happened to the United States?"
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they will be totally shocked. Yeah.
Well, even when we were talking about the sun and stuff, right? So, really seriously think about it. We were probably we're the only civilization I know that fears the sun. that thinks the sun, can harm us. You know what I
Trying
mean?
to kill you.
We're like coming up with scientific ways to block it out and stuff. We are the first civilization on the planet that does that, right? And like I was thinking about that and like the air thing and how we pollute our water and stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
And then I was thinking about like how we're like scared, afraid of everything. Everything's scary, right? And if you think about it, every single one of us, our ancestors, like, you think they were afraid of the fucking sun? Do you think? You know what I mean? Like, if you go back 300,000 years, okay, that means that there was like, I always say, saber-toothed tigers, woolly mammoths, sloth bears, friggin' snakes that were like 80 feet long, okay, and they had to do this while traveling and building and agriculture and coming up with ways to better, I'm just saying, they would be rolling over in our graves in disappointment. At like, are you serious? You're afraid to go to a meeting, and I'm out here killing woolly mammoths. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's crazy. Like we talk about evolution, we devolved. Our civilization, human devolved the human race.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. It's devolving.
Yeah.
Any honest study of archaeology proves it.
Yeah.
The model that quack academics have given us about ancient civilizations, about Sumer and about Egypt and about Mesoamerica, and what happened there. The highest point of their civilization was the earliest one. What fucking model are you using?
Yeah.
Because it completely inverts the cult of progress. The cult of progress says you start out, and then you start, you're a bunch of, primitive hunters and gatherers, and then you invent agriculture and you invent fire, and then you gradually evolve to be like me. I'm a perfect scientist in the 21st century, right? I am the epitome of evolution. And of course, any real study of archaeology just takes that and dumps it right on its ass.
Yeah.
It just totally does. Because the earliest age in Egypt was the most advanced.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The oldest ancient. Before
all of them. That's right, Christine, all of them.
Yeah.
That were talk about clown world. Yeah.
We have to go back to where we were, to what we were once.
Yeah.
So we have.
I think we went to the worst. We're already turning over all the right rocks and rediscovering it. We are. We're going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are going to do it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, remember Lion King? Remember who you are, Simba. Right? But even in like a lot of movies, right? They're like, show them who you are. Remember who you are, right?
Well, you mentioned that. And the Lion King is Hamlet, which is the Osiris, Isis, Horus story. That's all it is. Yeah, it's Horus. Yeah.
Anyway. And then like, they say, remember who you are and stuff like that in motivation movies when a warrior has to go out there or something, right? Yeah. And then Plato or Socrates says all learning is remembering.
Yeah, that's Plato. Mm-hmm.
Right. So like, Christine, when you say like we have to remember, we have to remember. Like, you know what I mean? And I think a lot of that is remembering that like we're free people and this is my, I don't know him, but he's my brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I don't need some corporate conglomerate to tell me how to live my life. And, like,
exactly.
Food is free because God made it. Like every plant that exists, well, I guess the ones that make it alive, they wouldn't exist without the original plant that God made. You can't own nature. That really boggles my mind. Nature, water, land. How can anyone say they own it? You didn't. It was here for billions of years before you existed. You can't own it.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. Who was that crazy guy who says Harari, Yuval Harari from Israel, that once He wants to really transhumanism at its best, propagating it. Oh yeah, we cannot go to the highest level. We are gods. I mean, he said something like that, but then, yeah, totally controlling, the human beings through technology.
You know, what's going to happen next? Are they going to put like a patent on water, on H2O, that you can't drink
Something like
unless you
that.
pay for a royalty?
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
To sell it. They're like, we're gonna put 2 scoops of chlorine and 5 scoops of fluoride in ours, so ours is different, and we get to sell it to people. That's how it works.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I'm gonna drink it because that's the way it is.
Yeah. Well, you know, it gets back to what the Native American people were saying about Europeans 150 years ago. You know, you can't own the land.
No.
The earth is a gift.
Yeah, it's a gift.
Share it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's a diseased consciousness that thinks that way. It really is.
Yeah, and borders and countries is all actually all the separation is a disease, because every human being should be able to go wherever he wants to live.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody created this earth. That's the creator did. So nobody owns actually the earth. It's crazy that actually that's a sin. You have to pay money for whom?
Right.
It's not.
That's what I mean.
And
makes no sense.
Yeah.
Well,
not in a natural free state of mind. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
No. Paying money for a
and I get really mad because it's like, you know, what is it, 7 billion to 100,000, right? So like they're so outnumbered, right? Like 7,001. Like, so really all it would take, it was for the majority of us to be like, nah, we're not gonna do this no more. That's all it would take. That's what I'm saying. That's all it would take.
Right.
Like, nah,
exactly.
That's it. That's like, yeah, it really bothers me, you know?
Yeah.
And it's seriously
make that choice.
Of like, you're in an abusive relationship and you're so used to being in that controlled state.
Yeah, true. That's a slave mind.
Not to be, and to be on your own and have to survive on your own and be independent and be away from that abuser, because that is tied to who you are. And it's like, you just gotta have the courage to be like, yeah, I'm gonna quit, you know, no.
This is it. I'm done. And you know, and then for those that are making that choice, that collective choice together to be done with it, then those people can heal. Those people can choose to forgive, choose to love, choose to cooperate in such a way that everyone thrives.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone.
That's the goal, actually. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It is. Yeah. Because to we have to realize that you know, we're meant for love. We're meant for harmony.
Yeah.
We're meant for cooperation on this planet. Mm-hmm. You know, so that we can reach our evolution. So that we can evolve. Mm-hmm. You know, as individuals and as a people, as a planet. Yeah.
Yeah, and like in the end, the good, before we leave, because it's getting late, George is gonna have to figure it out later on his own.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I have to go.
What, you want to bet that he's probably in the back listening to us? I bet he is.
Yeah, I think so too. Anyhow,
anyway, you were saying, go ahead.
What?
I don't know.
We have to go back to become the ones we have to go back to what we once were.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't know what because I feel like it's probably some really cool special year day on April 30th, but we don't know because we only have the reptilian calendar. It gave us the real one, you know? But like, I really think it's like, because like I said, it's squaring. First of all, this is the last time Uranus will be, and Uranus is freedom and the collective and humanity, and how you act together as humanity, like your values as a collective.
Right.
And while being an individual, which is like how we're supposed to live on Earth, I feel, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And yeah, and it won't be there again for another 84 years. Like this isn't going to happen again in our lifetime.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like this is right, and it's like
We
almost
have, yeah. But
like,
we are sowing the seeds for the next generations.
generation.
That's what you have to do. Mm.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean. And I really feel like this is like almost a turning point where, like, so the last 2-3 years, we were stuck in a cycle of those outer planets like Saturn,
Mhm.
reality, Jupiter, Pluto, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it
Yeah.
was like the world is changing, whether you like it or not. Right.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
now it's our choice. Yeah, the world is changing, but we get to choose who we're going to be and what we're going to make this world.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how
Yeah.
I feel is
Exactly.
happening right now. And I'm really hoping that everybody gets all happy and excited like me and does some good shit on it. So I'm gonna try.
We
Stuff.
surely will. Yeah. True. But yeah, but the thing is, there is one thing. To end, a lot of people are gardening nowadays. I mean, that did Uranus with all those COVID lockdowns. People started gardening much more. I mean, that's a one positive thing out
Mhm.
of that.
Right.
So
Yeah, and
anyhow.
it is changing because the majority of people, I think, are really not like the TV shows how people are. Like, no, gender is great and this, that, and
Yeah,
this.
no, that's just
And like,
BS.
don't teach 5-year-olds how to have sex. You know what I mean? Like, most people aren't for that, right? It's just this evil tech shit that and media that keeps putting it
Yeah,
out.
that's just 1%.
Mhm.
And like a lot of people started going off grid over the past couple of years. A lot of people, like you said, started gardening or started learning, survival skills or something. So we are kind of going back. I mean, even though we saw technology, we are kind of, I think, getting more back to like who we are. You know what I mean?
I think so too. And then the connection with if you work one whole day in the garden, it's such a joy. I mean, all those worries goes really literally Mother Earth take them from you. Because when I'm the whole day in the garden, I feel so good.
Right.
And otherwise, it's a big difference.
Well, like I said, we're energy conduits or electric conduits or whatever, and the Earth gives off electromagnetic energy. So when you're in there with the Earth, you're in constant exchange with that energy. It's going through you back into the Earth. It's like almost like a kidney dialysis cleansing of your energy.
It is literally, it is cleansing. Yeah.
So I was
Anyhow.
Some of the books I've read about Native American practices, they would, obviously we know about kivas and we know about sweat lodges and that, and it's very healing. But also what they did was they would basically dig into the earth and lay someone in there with a sickness.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
They would actually be underground, and that was also very healing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's really That's why clay is so healing too. You take mud baths, it will be very, very healing, very good.
Right.
So
definitely.
On that, we end.
Gerard, where are you?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna make the statement to people. Like, you can sit here and watch the blank screen if you want to, but we're leaving. So like we're all gonna click off and this is gonna keep going live because Gerard's phone probably exploded.
Probably it's too hot. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was too hot.
and it was only on 15%. So
Right.
Okay.
now he's stuck in the middle of
He
the
should
outback.
he should stream from his. I always why didn't he stream from his cop house? Everything is there, and it's nice and cool in his cop house.
I don't know why he don't.
Yeah, we do. We ask him next time. Do it from his cop house.
Yeah, because honestly, he should just plan all his days and then not be like, okay, well, Wednesday at 3, I gotta be here so I can go live.
You're
That's why.
assuming that man has you're assuming that man has any time management skills whatsoever, because he doesn't.
Oh, I know. Oh my God. I almost had a nervous breakdown over this time management skills. And I don't even believe in time.
Yeah, that's gonna be a challenge. That was gonna be a challenge with me. I think I got nuts.
Oh, you would. Oh, you would have lost your shit. Because I was even like, what the hell? You know what I mean? And I'll wait all the time. And like, yeah. It was that.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Actually, yeah, that would be really interesting. Oh, come on.
Probably got like 80 or 90% cardinal energy in his chart. I think he must have like that.
Oh, yeah.
Probably just like, whoa.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, he needs
He's focused too.
Yeah, definitely.
Next from his cop house. It's better from his cop house.
Yeah. I get a good feel in there when I'm in there. So,
yeah, you did. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
All right. So
right.
You just hit the X out button at the top.
Have a wonderful eclipse, everyone, and manifest that magic. And
I will talk Sunday with three. What was happened?
Yeah, anything. I'm just saying on the 30th, if you really want to manifest something, that's the day the universe has its ears wide open. And I think it's also a day of revealing to you what your purpose really is, because it's North Node, South Node, all that. But yeah, we won't get into that. Okay.
Okay, that's for our Monday astrology class.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Take care.